Alright, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. This lesson is going to be entitled, "An Evil Suspicion Have Overthrown Their Judgment." Alright, and this is basically through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, because you have it to where, alright, like today, many people, they may, throw out, like the apostles say, you throw out the baby with the bathwater, because you may hear, alright, or we may do something that might offend you. But technically, we didn't go off. We're not wrong. Alright, but because it's in your eyes, we did one thing wrong, so everything else must be wrong. Alright, and it's just like in this story here. So without further ado, I'm gonna start at 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, So do God to Abner, and more also, except as Yahawah hath sworn to David, even so I do to him, to translate the kingdom from the house of Saul, and to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah, from Dan even to Bathsheba. Because at this time, alright, there were many wars between the house of David and the house of Saul. And Abner, having the spirit of the Lord, Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, upon him at the time, alright, he sought out to fulfill prophecy, man. He sought out to get, as Yahawah said, he's gonna basically make a King David a king over Israel and Judah. Alright? So he basically sought to bring the two kingdoms together. So it says, and he could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. Alright, and at this point, Abner was rebuking Ishabeth for accusing him of sleeping with Saul's concubine. So it says, Abner sent messengers to David on his behalf, saying, Whose is the land? Saying also, make thy league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with thee, to bring about all Israel unto thee. It's a little warm in here. So it says, and he said, Well, I will make a league with thee, but one thing I require of thee, that is, thou shalt not see my face, except thou first bring Michal, Saul's daughter, when thou comest to see my face. And David sent messengers to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, Deliver me my wife Michal, which I espoused to me for 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Phatiel, the son of Laish. And her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, Go return, and he returned. Alright, going to show you how manly you gotta be, especially in the ancient world, man. Because here it is, you got a woman being taken away from her man. You know what I'm saying? And that's rough, man. Imagine, you got a wife or whatever, and another man just comes in and takes her away from you, man. But at this point, it was righteous, because Saul, promised Michal to King David. If King David brought Saul, what was it, 100 foreskins of the Philistines, in which he did, man. But by the time he got back, alright, she was already married off to somebody else. Alright? That's just a side pointer, man. So it says, and David sent messengers to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, Deliver me my wife Michal, which I espoused to me for 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Phatiel, the son of Laish. And her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, Go, return, and he returned. And Abner had communication with the elders of Israel, saying, Ye sought for David in times past to be king over you. Now then do it, for Yahawah had spoken of David, saying, By the hand of my servant David, I will save my people Israel out of the hand of the Philistines and out of the hand of all their enemies. Alright, so point proven that he was doing the work of the Lord, the work of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, by bringing the two kingdoms together. And Abner also spake in the ears of Benjamin, alright, which through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, that's what we're doing, man, according to Amos, the 9th chapter. You know, doing the work of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, alright, thus bringing, Judah and Israel together, alright, prophesying, alright, and just pushing the word. Alright, it says, Now then do it, for Yahawah has spoken of David, saying, By the hand of my servant David, I will save my people Israel out of the hand of the Philistines and out of the hand of all their enemies. And Abner also spake in the ears of Benjamin. And Abner went also to speak in the ears of David in Hebron, all that seemed good to Israel, and all that seemed good to the whole house of Benjamin. So Abner came to David to Hebron, and 20 men with him. And David made Abner and the men that were with him a feast. And Abner said to David, I will arise and go, and will gather all Israel unto my lord the king, that they may make a league with thee, and that thou mayest reign over all thine heart desires. And David sent Abner away, and he went in peace. Alright? And mind you, this is at the time to where, both like I said, they were warring back and forth, man. Alright? The kingdom of Saul and the kingdom of David. Alright? Their servants. So it says, And behold, the servants of David and Joab came from pursuing a troop, and brought in a great spoil with them. But Abner was not with David in Hebron, for he had sent them away, and he was going in peace. When Joab and all the hosts that were with him were come, they told Joab, saying, Abner, the son of Ner, came to the king, and he has sent him away, and he is gone in peace. And Joab came to the king and said, What hast thou done? Behold, Abner came unto thee. Why is it that thou hast sent him away, and he is quite gone? Thou knowest Abner the son of Ner, that he came to deceive thee, and to know thy going out and thy coming in, and to know all that thou doest. And when Joab was come out from David, he sent messengers after Abner, which brought him again from the well of Sarah, but David knew it not. And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him quietly, and smote him there under the 5th rib, that he died for the blood of Asahel his brother. And afterwards, when David heard it, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before Yahawah forever for the blood of Abner the son of Ner. So despite all the good that Abner was doing, Joab and his brother, what was his brother name? Man, I forgot what's Joab's brother name? But Joab and his brother, they didn't give a fuck, man. They were just out for their own revenge, man. They didn't give a fuck what kind of good he was doing, man. Because they were felt like they were done wrong by Abner, which when you read the story in 2 Samuel, the 2nd chapter, Abner warned Asahel to stop following him, but he didn't, man. Alright? So Abner was actually just in killing Asahel, man. Asahel, whatever, however you say his name, man. But, Joab and them didn't see it that way, man. They just wanted blood. So it reads on, it says, Let it rest on the head of Joab and on all his father's house, and let there not fail from the house of Joab one that hath an issue, or that is a leopard, or that leaneth on a staff, or that falleth on the sword, or that lacketh bread. So through the spirit, I believe you see a lot of these jakes, lepers, all right, or that may get shot down by a cop. They most likely of the lineage of Joab, man. You know, because David threw a curse up on Joab, man. You know, and that's just like today, man. Here it is. You know, you got certain guys who may get butthurt, you know what I'm saying, on something that was said, you know what I'm saying? And they taking it personally, man. Not seeing the bigger picture, man. Not seeing all the good that we're doing, man. That's just the same as Joab seen Abner as, man. He didn't give a fuck about all the good he was doing. He was determined, all right, to please his flesh. All right, he was determined to get back at Abner, man. You know, and by doing that, what he invited a curse upon himself, man. And that's what 2/3 do, man. They invite curses upon themselves. All right, got the guy Alton Johnson, Rap the News. All these demons that come up against us, they don't know that they're inviting a curse up on them. They're inviting a curse up unto themselves, man. All right, I'm gonna come back to that, but let me get this one. This is Acts 5. And 38, and how I say, until you refrain from these men and let them alone, for if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of God, all right, like Abner's work was of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against God. All right, so they were fighting against the Most High, man. They invited a curse up unto themselves, man. All right, like the scriptures say, which is another good one I just thought about in Luke. Luke 11:23, he that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth. And another one I just thought of, man, in Matthew said, well, all them that would have that I not reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me, man. You know, so you guys that come up against us, man, you're like a spiritual Joab, man. You know, you're like a spiritual Joab, not seeing all the good we're doing, man. All right, but just determined to get your lick back, man. All right, but this work is of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, man. All right, so let's go back into the story. What is that? Second Samuel 3:30 says, so Joab and Abishai, his brothers, slew Abner, because he had slain their brother Asahel at Gibeon in the battle. And David said to Joab and to all the people that were with him, rend your clothes and gird thee with sackcloth, and mourn before Abner. And King David himself followed the bier. And they buried Abner in Hebron. And the king lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner, and all the people wept. And the king lamented over Abner, and said, died Abner as a fool dieth? Thy hands were not bound, nor thy feet put in fetters. As a man falleth before wicked men, so fellest thou. You know, so King David called him a wicked man, man. Called Joab a wicked man. You know, it's nothing personal. All right. Hey, your acts prove what you are, man. All right. Because you're coming up against the works of the Heavenly Father, you're a wicked man. All right. So it says, so fellest thou, and all thy people wept again over him. And when all the people came to cause David to eat meat, while it was yet day, David sware, saying, so do God to me, and more also, if I taste bread, or aught else, till the sun be down. And all the people took notice of it, and it pleased them, as whatsoever the king did pleased all the people. All right, because David was a well-favored and man. He was very spiritual. For all the people and all Israel understood that day, that it was not of the king to slay Abner, the son of Ner. Okay, and which also goes to prove, all right, that Joab didn't stop a goddamn thing, man. All right, Joab didn't stop nothing, man. At the end of the day, you see that all Israel and all Judah came together, man. All right, and prophecy was still fulfilled. And the king said unto his servants, know ye not that there is a prince and a great man fallen this day in Israel, and I am this day weak. Thou anointed king, and these men, the sons of Zeruiah, be too hard for me. Yahawah shall reward the doer of evil according to his wickedness. Okay? So the Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi is going to reward you scoffers and you scorners according to your wickedness, man. Alright? That's why it says what? Some to the sword. Alright? Some to the beasts of the field. Some to the famine. The Most High is going to reward you according to your wickedness, man. Alright? So, hey, be careful, man, how you judge. You know, us as judges of the earth, we have to be careful, man. So how much, hey, man, how much more the average peon, man, that's not spiritual. Alright? You know, we are the real judges, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of finding yourself fighting up against us, hey, man, just listen up to the real judges of the earth, man. Alright? Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi sent us to judge Israel, man. Alright? So this is Sirach 3:24. It says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. Alright? So because you don't like a person for whatever, man. Alright? Not for their righteous acts, but because it's something they might have did that you didn't understand. Alright? That you didn't take the time to get understanding on. Alright? You know, you kill a man for it, man. You know, you call him rapist. You know what I'm saying? How back then it was physical. He actually killed them, but right now you killing us, man. Calling us rapists. You know what I'm saying? Calling us pedophiles, this, that, and the third. You know? It says, without eyes, thou shalt want light. Alright? Because Joab at that, hey, he was in darkness, man. You know, he couldn't see the spiritual aspect. He couldn't see the righteousness that was going on, man. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not. A stubborn heart shall fear evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein. Alright? Hey, so that was it, man. Lord willing, you I can edify. Shalom to the elect.